I'm really nervous. So the trailer for Ghostbusters Afterlife dropped. Can I just say, before we even get started, I don't like the fact that it's named that. I think it's a cheesy pun, and if they're continuing directly on from Ghostbusters 2, just call it Ghostbusters 3. Okay. The original Ghostbusters is my favorite movie. Period, full stop, the favorite movie. I really don't like Ghostbusters 2. I didn't think that the Ghostbusters reboot was as bad as a lot of people made it out to be, but it wasn't great. Haven't watched this trailer yet. I'm gonna now. And, oh God. Please don't be bad. Okay.
What are you doing here in Somerville anyway?
Honestly, my mom won't say it.
Man, Finn Wolfhard's... He's growing up quick.
The only thing that's left in our name. It's this creepy old farmhouse our grandfather left us in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, creepy old farmhouse.
Entertainment value?
Bit of a more classic haunted house setting. Okay.
What is that?
I don't know.
Somehow,
Classic looking style ghost
near a tectonic plate
effect.
that has no fault lines, no fracking, no loud music even. Is shaking on a daily basis.
Under the dining table now!
Alright, so Paul Rudd, cool. I like him.
Hey, remember that one summer we died at our table?
It's an odd line.
I found this in my living room.
Whoa, killer replica.
A replica of what?
A ghost trap?
Okay. Oh, so we're bringing back the idea that
Sighting in 30 years.
everything died down again. Which is what they did for Ghostbusters 2.
It's like The Walking Dead. Your dad never mentioned this to you?
It's just my mom.
Old school PKE meter.
My
Fun.
grandfather died. My mom says we're just here to pick through the rubble of his life.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Oh. She Egon's grandkid?
Call it fate. Call it luck. Call it
Karma. Oh, cheap,
That everything happens for a reason.
cheap shot at my nostalgia. Pulling that line.
Come on, darling.
It has a gunner seat?
That's new. That looked like that might have been Slimer. That makes me nervous. All right. First off, I'm going to give my initial thoughts and impressions here, right now. And I'm going to pick over this thing more thoroughly and do like a proper, real closer look at it for the Council of Geeks channel proper. I don't hate it. That's a good, solid start. Because the original Ghostbusters being my favorite movie doesn't make me excited for more Ghostbusters. It gives me all the reason to be nervous about them. Especially given my feelings on basically almost everything Ghostbusters related that I've seen that isn't the original and the real Ghostbusters cartoon. And even that wasn't great always. Oh, when it was good, it was so good though. Anyway, sidebar. They're hitting the nostalgia notes really well. In the trailer, at least. The build-up around the trap. Having that line from Venkman. And they didn't pull what Star Wars The Force Awakens pulled when they had Luke talk about the Force being strong in his family, because even though that was a line that didn't appear on The Force Awakens, it was from Return of the Jedi, they had Mark Hamill re-record it. I could tell because I'd watched that movie way too much. This was a case of they pulled that line directly from the original. it was right in the cadence. Again, I know this movie way too well. I think they were very smart to evoke aspects and elements of the original without just slapping the original cast on there, because I'm pretty sure some of them are involved in this. And so that was a good call. If they're focusing on, these kids, that's a good way to do it. Kids finding the equipment makes me nervous, but not like an automatic, oh, this won't be good, just because I tend to fight back on the general notion that showing kids in these things makes it more appealing to kids. I push back on that because when I was a kid, I liked to pretend that I was a Ghostbuster or Indiana Jones or an X-Wing pilot, none of which were done by kids in any of the entertainment that I loved. But at the same time, they were going to have to do some kind of newer generation because, original cast, aside from the fact that, we have sadly lost, one of the major influences on the, and major players in it. Even setting that aside, it would be weird watching them be old and crotchety in the parts, and then finding people who are around the age that original cast was back at the time would feel like we're trying to do a direct replacement. And I think having the younger kids is probably a decent way to come at this that doesn't feel like they're trying to outright replace the Ghostbusters we had. I need to think a little bit more about it, but part of my gut instinct is they don't need to be kids. But when I actually stop and think about, well, what else could they have been? It might have still been their best option. Then again, when something's your best option by default, I'm not sure how ringing an endorsement that is either. It's solid. I'm intrigued. I need to go over the thing with a fine-tooth comb and come back with more detailed and, thought-out thoughts. But I was really afraid that I was going to see something that was going to tick me off. And it didn't. I'll take it. If you've seen this thing and you have thoughts, you can leave them down there. There's links, Patreon, etc. Hop on over to the Council of Geeks channel in a little bit or in a little bit as in tomorrow, to see my full thoughts on this.